Okay, welcome to the sixth lesson of learning German. Today we're going to talk about adjectives. And just as a refresher, adjectives describe nouns. So they describe a person, place, or thing. And what we're going to do is talk about, we've talked about der, die, and das so far. And I want to introduce you to a few different, let me just give you a different color here. Adjectives. The three, well, let's see, we're going to go over four adjectives. The first one is schön. The second one is, which means beautiful. Weiß, which means white. Groß, which means big. And klein, which means small. Okay, klein. And we're going to, again, don't forget, we're going to be going over the pronunciation of everything a little later on, so just bear with me. So when you have an article, all you have to do is add an E when you're introducing or describing a noun. So, and this would all be in the subject of the sentence. In other words, the main person, place, or thing in the sentence. So, der Schöne. All right, so you just add the E, die Weiße, and das Große. And the one thing I forgot to mention before was die Großen. So Großen. You add an en for plural. So der, die, das. So you have masculine, feminine, and neuter. And then when you have plural, it's always die. There is no other option. So plural makes it a little easier on us. So let's go ahead and fill in the blank for a noun here. So der schöne Garten. The beautiful garden. Die weiße Tür. That's a T. Which means the white door. Das große Haus. I think I was going to use kleine Haus. So you can say das kleine Haus as well. Okay, so we're just adding an E, and that works for all of these examples. And then if I want to do plural houses, it's Häuser. All right, die großen Häuser, meaning the big houses, the large houses. All right, so that summarizes der, die, das with and die with an adjective introducing or describing a noun. The other example is that we'll need to learn is when we're doing we're introducing using a or an. So in the last lesson you learned ein, eine, ein, and though that means a, which is for der up here. Die changes to eine, and das changes to ein as well. So these are actually the same, but there is going to be a change here. So let's use the examples we used above. So ein Garten and eine Tür. That's an R here. And then ein Haus, right? And let's use a different color so it stands out. So the word is, let me just bring this down just a little bit so you can see it. The word is schön, schön, and in this case, ein, we change it to ein schöner. Okay, so the ER that was in der actually goes to the adjective, and you have ein schöner Garten. And then eine stays the same, weiße Tür. It actually, the E actually goes to the adjective as well. weiße Tür. Okay, so the E actually goes here. It's the same thing, but you don't notice the change because it stays the same as die weiße Tür, so you don't have to break your head about that. But das große Haus, in this case, the S is going to be to go to the describing the adjective. So, and we use groß, so we'll use großes. You see the E, S, that is what you would add to the adjective to describe the big house because it's a neuter. So das große Haus becomes ein großes Haus. And if you want to just say large houses, then you would just write große Häuser. Okay, so that means large houses. So if you said large houses are on the street, you would say große Häuser. All right, so you add the E. It's not just groß. Now, one thing that you can use if you're just describing. Oh, let me clear this out. Hang on. If you're just using the adjective by itself, das Haus ist schön. You see that? So basically, it stays the same. So das Haus ist schön, or if I said die Tür ist weiß. All right. So the adjectives don't get an ending for these, like schöne or weiße. So, and if I said der Garten ist klein. All right, so again, we don't add anything to the adjective or what's describing the noun in this case. Whereas if it's introduced by ein, it'd be ein kleiner Garten. Or if it's introduced by der and klein is inserted in here, we'd say der kleine Garten. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next video.